You know, if there's one thing I like, chums, is the fact that, of course, well, we've all got a bit of a sweet tooth, haven't we? As many people know who watch this show on a regular basis, I'm something of a fan of the Jammy Dodger. That's right. A lot of people say to me, Neil, what are Jammy Dodgers? Now, it sounds terrible, doesn't it? They are a biscuit. Well, a while back, they used to be quite a thick biscuit, right? And then they had either strawberry or raspberry jam. You can get black currant ones. I found those as well. And they were really, really tasty, you know, the sort of thing. But like everything now that we buy, everything's slimmer, tinier, and you've really got to search for the jam bit, you know what I mean? I think the comedian Terry Scott, you know, I'm sure he was the one that actually got me interested in them because I remember him doing an ad, I'm sure it was him as a kid on TV, and it was this sort of smashing jammy bit in the middle or something. I thought, oh, they're nice. But when you look at it, and this is why I like to share these stories with you, a couple of years back, you know, I was hosting alongside the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, a wonderful event at the Savoy Hotel, and this was all to do with Scottish rugby, I think, a big awards thing. Anyway, the bottom line was that we were sitting at this table and we were both got into a conversation about how we both adored these. Yes, have you heard of these? Tunnocks chocolate tea cakes. Oh, delicious. Absolutely. All the bad things, right? And I was saying to the Princess Royal that I said, you know, the trouble with these is, I said, you get a box and suddenly you've eaten the entire box. And she agreed. And of course, we were very kindly given a couple of boxes after we'd been hosting this event. Wonderful, as I said. But when you look at the marketing of these things, this has been around, this tea cake, since 1956. And I have to say that they've come up with a genius plan to keep themselves literally in the limelight. Let me explain. You see, Tunnocks are known around the world for all of their things like the caramel wafers, the snowballs. Have you had the snow? Oh, delicious. Another thing, don't get me going, dribbling here. The thing is, the snowballs are gorgeous as well, but the Tunnocks tea cake is the best seller. Now, I didn't know this until recently, that apparently the Royal Air Force, the RAF, were not allowed to have Tunnocks tea cakes in their, you know, flying bit or whatever you want to call it when they were going out on expedition, because apparently they explode when they get up into the air. Now, I don't know about you, but isn't this a genius story that literally gets everywhere in the world? Now, I'm sure they do, and this was way back, as I say, about 1965, 66, and apparently the RAF boys used to put a box in or something like that, you know, so they had something to nibble on when they were literally going about their daily business. Now, apparently after 60 years, it's now safe. Now, I'm not quite sure because Tunnocks have said they're not taking out anything from their, you know, ingredient or anything like that, and I don't know why they've lifted the ban or what, all that sort of stuff. But when you look at the idea of this, you kind of think, whoever sat down and thought, this is not a bad story, this is not a, you know, a bad thing, isn't it clever? And also just brings it right back to the fact that Tunnocks have said they are not changing their recipe, they're not shrinking down the size of them, they remain the same, and they are a competitive price, I have to say. If you've never tried one, chums, trust me, you will not regret it. But the problem is, even a small box of 6, as myself and the Princess Royal found out, well, you can soon get through those with a pot of tea. But it's nice to know that the RAF are flying high once again with their Tunnocks. Everybody else agree? Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.